All right, y'all. Okay. Ain't gonna be on here too long for real this time. I'm gonna go. So yeah, I just wanted to come back on y'all and talk about what could be coming up in WMMA, man, because we got some interesting matchups that could be made. So really not gonna be on here for too long, so we can get right into it, man. I mean, over the past couple weeks, man, we just been getting a lot of news. WMMA, some interesting matchups, straw weights, flyweights, and the number one right now after this past Saturday that I'm looking forward to is Rose Namajunas and Carlos Esparza. I'm ready to see that rematch, man. I'm ready to see them run that back. That's the logical fight to make. So let's talk about that fight real quick. And also, Marina Rodriguez versus Mackenzie Dern. That fight is in the works, right? So talk about that for about like 20, 30 minutes. And, as a whole, I'll be on here for like 20, 30 minutes, something like that. I'll be back on though. What else? I just wanted to do a little Monday talk with y'all. Calvillo and Andrade, man, what's up with that fight? Like Calvillo, boy, she got some guts, boy. She calling her out. She calling out Jessica Andrade. That's interesting, man. I mean, I know how everybody feels about that fight, what's gonna happen, but you never know. You never know. So that's an interesting one, yo. But let's go back up and talk about Rose and Carla. Why this fight, why this rematch. Sorry, why this rematch needs to happen. I mean, number one, I think it's obvious. Like we need some new looks in this strawweight division. I mean, we got a lot of talent, but as far as like the upper echelon, we need another look out of the top three, top four, top five, whatever, because right now, between Rose, Wei Lee, Joanna, we've already seen that. We've already seen that. Of course, we've seen the Carla Esparza fight. We've seen Carla Esparza and Rose do it before, but that was like 7 years ago, right? So that's the number one reason. We just need a new look. Carla Esparza said it herself. She was like, "Don't give Wei Lee the rematch. Let me get it because hey, we need some new blood." And considering the way Carla Esparza has been looking, she's slowly been grinding her way back to the top. You could say Carla Esparza is new blood, right? It's been a minute since she held that belt. She's kind of humbled herself, been working her way back up, developing herself, getting better and better. So I think it's safe to say, Carla is considered some new blood for Rose Namajunas. It's been a minute since they faced off. I mean, Rose ain't the same fighter that she was back then. So it'll be like a brand new fight compared to seeing a Joanna rubber match, seeing Rose and Joanna fight for a third time since what, almost 3.5, 4 years ago since they fought uh, two times in a row. Um, we saw what Rose did to Wei Lee in one round. Granted, Wei Lee probably could make things a little bit different, but we never know. I mean, right now her mental space is in a different place, so that's not really a fight I'd want to see now that I've seen how Carla made such a big statement. Because that's what I said. That's what I said whenever I made my picks. I said, look, Carla Esparza, if she comes in here and makes a big statement, or if John On, they deserve that title shot, right? They deserve it. Because you can't continue to let Carla just continue to fight these fights and say, oh man, like we'll give it to the Joanna because she's entitled, or we'll give it to we'll skip over and give it to Mackenzie Dern or somebody. No, like Rose Carla deserves that fight. 4-fight winning streak, 5-fight winning streak over 5 top 10 fighters. No one ranked fighters. She beat all of these top 15 fighters, so she deserves that title shot. You know, so when it comes down to it, it's just like it'll be a totally different fight. But at the same time, I can't lie and say it's going to be an easy win for Rose. Everybody see how Rose look now, and they just want to say, "Oh, Rose going to stylistically just destroy Carla Esparza." I don't think so. I wouldn't want to see this fight if I didn't think it was going to be competitive, and I think it's going to be competitive. I think that this fight will be 50-50 because I do feel like Rose has developed throughout the past few years. I feel like she has developed to a level where she could overpower Carla, but I feel like Carla's also developed her skill set to a point where she could wake up some old memories in that first Rose Namajunas fight. Rose really couldn't deal with that physical style of Carla Esparza, and I feel like Carla's gotten stronger over the years. Carla's gotten stronger, her hands gotten better. Um, she's definitely not like a sitting duck like she was before, like she was against fighters with range like Joanna. She proved that in like the Marina Rodriguez fight and now the Yan fight. She's not going to play your game and stay on the outside. She will take it straight to the inside and take you to the ground and go to work. That's why I was surprised with Carla Esparza this past weekend, the way she just let her hands go and she was able to do so much damage, man. Like she just went straight in there and took it to Yan. Like it wasn't gonna. She said, "Look, I'm not putting on a boring wrestling clinic. I'm gonna beat this girl down." And I think that's the momentum that Carla's riding right now. Like you can expect her to have that type of fireworks those type of fireworks going into a rematch with Rose. Especially when you already have that edge, that mental edge over somebody, you'd be like, "Yo, I stopped this person before. Look, I got that. I got a little bit of mental control over that fighter." And like I said too, when I was talking about this yesterday, Ravioli said, "Does Dern really deserve Marina?" Yeah, why not? Why not? She doesn't deserve a title shot yet. I mean, that's the number 5 and number 6 opponent. So yeah, I actually recommend that fight before Dern fights somebody like Whaley or Joanna. That's a good fight. Yeah, that's definitely a good fight. Yeah, 7, 8 years ago. I thought it was 7 years ago. 2014 plus what? 7 years is 2021. 8 years ago, but Carla's back at the top now. So, yo, what can you say? What can you say? Do you just want to see your champion fight easy fights? No. Carla Esparza, she earned this shot, and she gonna make it an interesting fight. Hang on one second, y'all. Yeah. So, yeah, Ravioli, what you were saying. I just mean it's like it seems Dern has way easier matchups than Marina. Well, she does. I mean, she has. She has. If you look at the resume, Marina Rodriguez has better fighters on her resume, and this is the time for her to step it up. So it makes all the sense in the world. You put Marina Rodriguez and the Mackenzie Dern. Hey, let's make it happen because yeah, you said it yourself. She's had easier matchups, right? So she deserves a hard fight. And if you think about it, Mackenzie Dern, like I said, is number 5. Marina Rodriguez is number 6. So let Marina Rodriguez do what she got to do to get to that top 10. I mean, excuse me, top 5 or top 3 by getting her out of the way if she's been, entitled to the easier fights. Because, you might as well make that happen because Marina Rodriguez ain't going to get that fight with Joanna. Joanna's not trying to Joanna's not trying to hear that. She's not trying. They're not trying to give her a title shot. So Dern versus Rodriguez makes all the sense in the world right now. But yeah, going back here real quick. Let's see. Esparza versus Namajunas now. Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting fight. They've both taken different paths in their career. They definitely face um different levels of adversity over the years. Rose has been fighting at a top level now for a minute. Rose has fought some top level fighters, and I know styles make fights though. Styles make fights, but Rose has fought to this high level where she's beat Joanna. She's beat the elite fighters in like Joanna 2 times. She's faced Andrade 2 times. Went to war with Andrade, lost to her the first time, beat her the third time, beat her the second time, then just completely gets Wei Lee out of there in 1 round. So yeah, that all stands for something. Like her her mental capacity as far as going into high level fights has been expanded over the years. Like it has expanded, like dealing with that type of pressure, coming up with mental tactics like she has, and just being on this top level, she's experienced 2 times as far as holding the belt. Carla's only held the belt once, so that stands for something. So in that level, she does have that mental edge over Carla Esparza. But again, Carla just has that history by completely, dominating her in their very first fight. So I think there's always a little dark place where a person's mind kind of holds that, and they will always remember that. So it's up to them to correct that. It's up to that person to correct that. Um, Yeah, yeah. Something else we were talking about last night. We're gonna talk about this until they make the fight though. Carla Esparza uh not having a chance. I know some people said she can't win, but let's be real. Carla has a chance to win. Carla has a chance to win because first off, when you look at her weaknesses, she really can't deal with fighters that are so strong, like physically stronger than her. Now, number the number one fighter I can always think of as such a physically strong fighter that was a nightmare for her was Joanna. Joanna's just so strong. Like she took Joanna down like what once in that fight, maybe twice, but Joanna just controlled it, got back up. And then the Tatiana Suarez fight was just complete dominant, man. Like Tatiana just has that strong foundation in that strong midsection where she was just ragdolling the fellow wrestler. So those are the type of styles that really upset Carla Esparza, and they're nightmares for her. That's why she's never really taken that Joanna rematch. She's never really asked for something like that, or even the Jessica Andrade fight. That's a style matchup. That's a style nightmare for her. But when you look at fighters like Rose, fighters that are counter punchers, fighters that are strikers, counter punchers, got range, but not necessarily that physical strength, she has a great chance against those fighters. You can't count that out. She does have that chance. She has a great chance against Rose, more so than she'll ever have in a rematch with Rose Namajunas or Jessica Andrade. You know, as long as you're not going to ragdoll her back, or you got that type of strength to go, you know, strength for strength with her, then you don't have to. Then she doesn't really have to worry. Arpit, what's going on? Marcus, yes up, yes, sir. Ravioli said Carla got embarrassed by Joanna, but she's on a 5-fight winning streak and already beat Rose. It's going to be interesting to see how confident Carla comes into it. Yeah, that's my thing. Like, yeah, like Joanna fight, that's a style nightmare for her all day long. I don't care how strong she gets. Joanna's always going to have that edge because Joanna needs to be a flyweight. Let's be real. At this point, Joanna's a flyweight. She's a flyweight just coming down to straw weight, and she just has that physical build that's always going to give Carla a fits. So that's not a fight that she's ever going to win. You know, I I just don't see it. Style nightmare for her. In the 5-fight winning streak now, I think it's just let's just be real. She just deserves it at this point. Let's see. I got a few more minutes here. I just want to be on for a minute. So, who was that? Was asking me the question about the fight. Let's see. Oh yeah, yeah, Ravioli. Yeah, we were talking about that next. Okay, Mackenzie Dern versus Marina Rodriguez. The fight is supposedly in the works. I don't know when yet. They've just been talking about it. And something you brought up, Ravioli, I think that's interesting though. That yeah, Mackenzie Dern is number 5, but she's had an easier path where you got Marina Rodriguez is number 6, and she's had harder fights. But I think this is a time to make this type of fight happen. See who the best is out of these two mid-ranked fighters. That's the best way she can get it. I mean, there's always going to be some fighters that are going to be heavily favorites, like Mackenzie. She will get a little bit of an easy path up. But I like the fact that she has been working hard. So only way you can really hash this out is just make them two fight. If she loses, I think that will elevate Marina Rodriguez probably to maybe the number 5 or number 4, because Marina Rodriguez, her resume is so much more. Uh, to me, it's better. It's better. I think she just has better fighters on her resume, and stylistically, I think this fight's gonna be crazy, man. Looking at it right now, just kind of playing it out in my head is like 50-50, man. I mean, I have to really, really look at it a little bit more, because I'm just looking at how Mackenzie Dern has developed her striking a little bit, and she's willing to go into the clinch and make it rough. And that kind of upsets Marina Rodriguez. Like, the minute you get Marina Rodriguez on her back, it's difficult, man. It's difficult. Like, I won't even say it's over, man. It's like when Michelle Waterson got Rodriguez on her back in that one round, like, she really had no answer for that. And imagine if you're a much bigger, stronger ground fighter like Mackenzie Dern, the fight becomes almost unwinnable for you. You know? Oh, Mr. Lee, what's up? He said, "Does Dana White have a suggestion box?" He needs one. Monster Ray said, "Joanna can't grapple." She's a she's a fighter that doesn't choose to grapple. That's not her style. She's a very, very physically strong fighter, though. She's very good at her takedown defense and sprawling. That's her thing. That's just her thing. I think that she's always executed a good game plan to avoid grappling. But when Valentina put the grappling on her, it was a different story, right? Yeah, so grappling's not really her thing. Marcus said, "Did you see that guillotine choke that Jillian Robertson was in?" Yeah, was she fighting Raquel Canuto or something like that? Yeah, I saw that, Marcus. Yeah, she couldn't get out. She had to tap. I saw that. Yeah, Jillian Robertson. Yeah, she did get choked out. So yeah, Dern Rodriguez. It's a fight that just needs to happen now. I mean, I know we can feel a certain way, like Marina Rodriguez deserves this fight with Joanna, or even possibly a fight with Wei Lee at this point. But Joanna, she's playing diva right now. She's not giving anybody any fights unless she gets a title shot. Like, I would skip ahead and give her that Joanna fight, Marina Rodriguez, that is, because she's ready for it. She's got the resume, and she's fought enough fights to get a title eliminator at this point. Mackenzie Dern, on the other hand, like I said in another video I did, she's number 5, but I still don't see her prepared for a Joanna fight. Maybe a Yan Janan fight now. Zhang Wei Li would be interesting. I don't know about that either, but even though she's number 5, I still feel like she needs to fight down, and she needs one more fight for herself just to kind of build herself up. So the fight going down is Marina Rodriguez. So to me, that works out, because that was one of the opponents that I said that she needs to fight. Marina and Rose would be a good matchup. Yeah, that's a good style matchup, good stand up fight. That would be a good stand up fight. If it went to the ground, I would definitely get edge to Rose. Rose is a better grappler than Marina Rodriguez, so you might see Rose try to surprise her. You might see Rose try to surprise her if they went to the ground. If they fought, she would surprise her and take her to the ground, is what I'm saying. Yeah. But yeah, real quick, one more thing before I get off here, real quick. Let's see, September. September we might have a flyweight fight in the works for Jessica Andrade and Cynthia Calvillo, right? And that picture came up on Cynthia Calvillo's IG because they were working the corners of fighters at Invicta this past Friday. You know, Invicta on Access TV. I found that interesting too because a lot of them were there. Like Diana Torcado, I think she had Marina Rodriguez in her corner at that fight, and Favela, she had Calvillo in her corner, and Jessica Del Boni had Jessica Andrade in her corner. You know, so dang, I think all of their fighters lost too. Man, that's crazy. Because Calvillo was in Favela's corner. She lost. She lost to Josie Storts. And then Diana Torcado, of course, lost to Karina Rodriguez. And Marina Rodriguez was working Torcado's corner. She lost. Jessica Andrade was working Del Boni's corner and she lost. Well, Del Boni, in my eyes, won though. Like she was dealt the robbery. But that was crazy. That was crazy. I was like, yo, all these UFC fighters, their fighters lost. Their fighters lost last Friday. I was just like, man, dang. Except for Andrade's corner, I feel like Del Boni won. She was robbed though. I think she did enough to win. So yeah, when they met there, you know, they took that picture together like a face off, and I guess you know, hey, Calvillo's like, look, make this fight happen. Calvillo wants to make this fight happen. I mean, on paper, this was a long-awaited fight. I've been wanting to see even when they were at 115. It was just the fact that Calvillo would never make weight. She would kind of miss weight at straw weight. You know, Andrade had no problem making weight, but Calvillo would always come up short missing weight, or there was a time when I think she got like suspended for drugs or something like that. Not drugs, suspended for weed. I think she got suspended for weed or something like that. So the fight was always taking a while to happen. Like, so she continues to kind of stay out of the loop. Andrade moves up to 125. Calvillo moves up. Now's the time we can see this fight. I just always kind of wanted to see this fight style wise, you know. I know they're on two different paths. I think Calvillo is kind of she's had a few bumps in the road, like a few injuries where it's kind of slowed her down. And I think some of her prime, I won't say her prime years, but some of the years where she should have been making big statements, they kind of passed by her. Hopefully she can kind of catch back up. But fights that I thought she should have won, like, you know, Caitlin Chikagian, you know, even Marina Rodriguez, she came up short in that fight. Fights that she should have been winning, she was losing, you know. So I think that, you know, she needs a big fight like this to kind of make her rise to the occasion. I mean, will she win? I don't know. I, I can't really say because, you know, Jessica Andrade, though she looked the way she did against Valentina Shevchenko, you know, Jessica Andrade is a different story. Like, she might not be able to beat Valentina, but her strength is still too much for these other fighters out there, for real. You know, her strength and her power is still like no other. And at flyweight, I think that's Jessica Andrade's prime weight, in my opinion. You know, she doesn't have to kill herself to make 115, and she can really, really come in there, you know, fully fresh, kind of how like Tatiana Suarez said, why she's probably going to make the transition to 125. Miss Lee said Del Boni won. She got robbed at Fight Church. Yeah, yeah, that was wrong, man. I thought she did enough to win that fight. I really did. But yeah, man, I'm about to get up out of here. I just wanted to come here for like 20 minutes and kind of fill y'all in on what's been going on. Um, yeah, Rose Carla, Rose Carla 2, that's the rematch that needs to happen. It's time now. That's the whole purpose of fighting your way up the rankings. I mean, at least Carla fought her way back up and she's humble enough to fight 5 fights before she gets a title shot. You know, Joanna won't even take one, right? You know, Joanna won't even take one fight to get a title shot. Where you got Carla hasn't had a title shot in a minute and she fought 5 fights, right? So let her get her title shot. Let her get a title shot. There's really no hang up like Dana White saying, "Oh man, like I can't pick it. Should it be a rematch with Whaley?" The rematch with Whaley can happen next year. It can happen next year. It could happen at the end of the year. Right now, Carla's in line for that title shot. You know, you're not gonna lose money. The fight could still happen. Fight could still happen. I mean, just continue to let Whaley stay number one like you do Joanna stay number two, right? So it's not like the fight's going anywhere. The girl's not gonna retire. The fight's still there. You're just gonna put another fight in front of it. So yeah, the Carla fight needs to happen. Dern Rodriguez, I'll keep y'all posted, when the date comes out for that fight. And what else? Calvillo Andrade. What do y'all think about that fight? Is that gonna be a good fight? Yeah, Monterey. Yeah, Monterey. Whaley needs to earn a rematch. She does. Just earn the rematch. I'm gonna do another video too. I'm gonna do my strawweight wish list of the top 5. Strawweight list wish list of the top 5 coming soon. I'm gonna match them up and tell y'all how it should be. I mean, if I could be matchmaker, y'all would be getting the right fights. We would get the right fights all day. You know what I mean? We get the right fights, man. And make sure y'all hit the like, hit the thumbs up too on your way out. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up for sure. But yeah, thanks for everybody coming into the chat. And if you haven't subscribed or hit the thumbs up, make sure y'all do that. And I'll be back on maybe tomorrow. But like I said, I got this video to work on. I'm gonna do that. And yeah, we're gonna match these strawweights up the right way. Marcus said I can pitch on drive Ragdoll and Cynthia, unfortunately. Yeah, when she gets into that wrestling, man, when she gets a hold of her, it might be a wrap. Let's see if Cynthia's got the legs to strike and stay on the outside all night, right? But yeah, y'all, let me get up out of here. Make sure y'all subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. I am out. Peace.